Hello and welcome everybody to Le Brickyard, which is an racetrack in Le America, here for the Indianapolis 400, or as it's known in 2020, the Big Machine Vodka 400 at the Brickyard. Just call it Brickyard 400% by Big Machine Vodka. This just sounds better. Any fucking way. We had our worst run of the season last weekend, P34 at Pocono at the second doubleheader race. The first one was P15. Haven't scored a top 5 in 3 races, which is a new low in this season. We're still 176 out of Brett Keselowski in second in the points, so it's really not that bad. It's the first race, by the way, where we enter as the defending race winner. So there's some pressure, and Kevin Harvick was also the winner of the Brickyard 400 in 2020 in real life, so some more pressure at a track that I personally don't really enjoy driving on. So let's go. Firing our motors at America's most famous racetrack. We're gonna start from the pole position today, so mission Brickyard 400 win defense off to a decent start from Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, and Eric Almirola. And we're rocking and rolling today with the Hunt Brothers Pizza paint scheme, the green and white. Number 4 going to be on the car here for this race, and Kentucky and maybe New Hampshire. So I have run all the paint schemes, all the sponsors at least once for a couple of races. It's probably my least favorite scheme, so we're just going to get it out of the way. Right here is a 32 lap race. We got fuel for about 20 laps. It's more, I say, about 18, but still. Yeah, we'll see how this race goes. His car's down on pit lane as we're making our way down to the yard of bricks. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at Indy. Side by side with Logano into turn 1 and 2. Oh, probably shouldn't have shifted there. Cost us some speed, so down to third we go. Our start troubles being there as well. Now Kyle Busch to the inside, and we're losing spots fast here in these early seconds of this race. I've not been too quick in practice, that's an issue. I've only been 19th fastest, so I was surprised I got pole position. It could be a factor. We're dropping out of the top 5 even. We could lose many positions here throughout this race, which is not really what I want already. Long way back, almost a little over a second actually, to whoever is leading, which is Logano, I believe. Yes, he is. Down to 6th spot we go, behind Logano's teammate Ryan Blaney. A little loose there on entry off a turn, and we're losing even more time to Blaney now. Trying to fight back. Not the best initial get-go at the Brickyard. Trying to keep up with the draft, trying to drive away from Ryan Preece there behind in 7th position. Closing in just a little bit. Again, see Busch battling Austin Dillon. And Blaney holding up Hamlin. We're back on their backs now. Just took us a couple of laps to get up to speed. To the inside of the 12. We're going to stay behind the 11 for a second. Who breaks a lot there. And we had a little tire lockup, losing many positions again, 2 to be exact. Almost 3 as Truex to the inside. There's Brad Keselowski just behind, who we're now side by side with. Hamlin just slammed on the brakes. I didn't expect him to do that, so there was that. Has a little bit of an issue there. Lock in the 2 car, who won this race here in 2018. Or was it 2017? One of those years, I think it was. Caught back up with this lead group here. To the inside of Ryan Preece we go for 8th position. I'm actually running faster laps than I ever ran in practice. My fastest lap in practice was a 50.9 something, so I feel like the car is good in the draft. I didn't have a single one to draft with in practice, so that's why I probably was a bit slower, while others had drafting help. Like Timmy Hill was 12th quickest. So, yeah, I guess it's just about we have a good drafting car. We don't have a car that's good, a good race car that's good in single speed. Obviously, we won the pole, so it's a good single car qualifying car. That was a sentence that was all over the place. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is our car is good in the draft, and you need the draft here. It's not a restricted play track, but it's a drafting track in a way. So because it's so long and so high speeds, that's why, essentially. So a good drafting car will get you a lot here, and it's handling really well. Just roll it in, just, you know, work the bumps a little bit, and then we are for P7 on MTJ, who won at Pocono, the last race. And we're back into P7, working our way towards the top 5 again.
Clear.
Just completed 10 laps at the Brickyard. Nothing's happened since the last time I spoke to you. We're still running 7th. Logano's still the leader from Hamlin. I'm chasing Austin Dillon and Martin Truex Jr. and Brad Keselowski. Hunt me down. It's a bit of a procession here right now. No one really can catch up with one another. We just drove away there a little bit from Truex, it seems like. But I'm not really getting close enough to dive down the inside of Austin Dillon. And even though he's a bit slow. Well, maybe we can get ourselves a run here. Nope. That's been the issue the past couple laps. Oh, a little slow. Here he goes. All right. Good run. I think Busch there checked Larson up a little bit, who checked Dillon up a little bit, and suddenly we are in the game here again. In the hunt for a top 5 spot. Oh, Larson slow as well. We almost spin there as we make contact with the 42 McDonald's Chevrolet. Ryan Blaney took 2nd, so now some action starting to happen. At the Brickyard, Truex also made his way in there. So just as I started talking again, some action's gonna happen. We're still in the quarter panel of Larson for 5th spot. We throw down the inside of the 42, and we make that pass stick. Spotter tells me I'm clear. Truex follows me. No, he doesn't. Truex always had an issue there in 4. It seems like he's always getting out of the gas in turn 4. And now because he couldn't drive out to the side of the racetrack. Huge gap forming there between me and still the 42 now behind. Truex had an issue all day long so far trying to get on the gas, and only in turn 4 though. Now Larson got the run. He's coming back. Don't think he's going to be close enough, though. Don't think he's going to be close enough. Larson now building the run there. To my inside he goes. And just as in the Sunday Pocono race, or in the second Pocono race, we're getting freight trained. Let's just not spin off of turn 2 this time. Side by side with Brad Keselowski now. A slight brush with the wall, no damage luckily. Losing 2 spots there, down to 7th. Truex also got past. I'm gonna send it. Felt like I was a little too far away. There's a lapped car. Don't know who that is. It's yellow and red. Looks like maybe Greg Galding. So see, it is indeed the 27 car Greg Galding. Already a lap down, closing in the halfway mark, so he must have had maybe an issue, you know, unscheduled pit stop. Speaking of pit stops, they're starting right around the halfway mark. Again, a lap earlier than I had expected them, but alrighty. There's Larson getting held up by the 27.
You're now in 3rd.
He just slowed up there. And there's a caution. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting now. And here's the reason for caution number one. Cole Custer spins Timmy Hill onto pit lane. Doesn't seem to be a lot of damage to the 66 car there as he goes down to the crew. So I don't think that has been bad for Timmy. He was about to make a pit stop anyway, so doesn't seem to be affected by this too much. But caution number one out here at the Brickyard. All but 12 cars pitted there before the caution. So we're gonna go right back to the end of this pack, which isn't ideal. But 4 tires. Go on 2 cans of gas. While we're at it, obviously. I think they only took 2 tires. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yes, we nailed that stop. Great work, guys. Okay, you're clear.
Essentially lost 2 spots in pit lane, so that's not gonna be that bad. Just gonna see what we're gonna shuffle out here, which it isn't ideal. It isn't ideal, but we'll see. We'll see. I just realized my thinking with the pit stops was completely off. We are 6th spot, so we actually only lost 2 spots there to Dillon and Jones. Logano leads from Busch, Larson, and Hamlin on back are at the tail end of the lead lap. They're going to start ahead of us, but they are about to be a lap down. So Brad Keselowski, once again, having himself an unlucky race, and this time it's none of his doing. He wasn't off the pace or anything. He's just today unlucky. And some of the folks, Truex, Hamlin, again, I'm capitalizing just by sheer luck on these guys being screwed over by some AI. I don't know who crashed, haven't had a look at replay yet, you know the deal. But they pretty much got screwed over, and I will again get more points that I could potentially have gotten at the end of this deal. Hopefully if we finish the race, that is. But once again, lucky situation for us, unlucky for them. And this isn't the first time that stuff like that has happened, that someone has had a bad run. I just, by plain luck, backed my ass into a decent run. Sonoma, we won the race. Martinsville with a broken car that shouldn't have finished in the top 15 even. Got a second, so yeah, I've backed my ass into a couple of good runs, and this is probably going to be another one. And coming to 11 laps to go, we're going to go green. Joey Logano, 5 cars ahead, is the leader. Everyone ahead of him about to be lapped. So, yeah, let's see how this race goes. Again, a bit of a slower start. Could have probably gotten going. Just had a bit of a brain fart there, I'm sorry. Could have probably gotten going in first gear, but, you know. So P6 getting challenged for that 6th spot now by rookie Christopher Bell. And lapped cars will obviously hold Logano and whoever is behind him at the moment, I think it's Kyle Busch, hold him up. So this is going to be interesting. These slow folks here. Gotta get on the brakes there just a little bit earlier as Logano tries to put Timmy Hill a lap down, which he successfully does, seems like, but oh, they're just ahead. They're all over the place. They're all on top of each other. Right, we got the run on Jones. Oh, we got the run on him here. They were getting held up. They were getting held up big time. Don't know if that's a mistake trying 3 wide. Somehow made it work into 2nd spot past Kyle Larson. Alrighty, okay. A little bit slow there out of the turn. McDowell, what the fuck are you doing? He's trying to get past Greg Allen there, the slow car. And he's going to hold up Larson because Larson doesn't know he can go 3 wide on a racetrack, apparently. Coming to 9 to go, we are in the runners-up spot. And trying to chase down Logano. Which We might do. We'll see.
Still there.
And Logano's gonna get held up by the 32 of
Outside.
Corey LaJoy. Thank you very much. 5 bonus points, and with 8 to go, we are the race leader
Clear outside.
at the Brickyard, chasing our 6th win of the season in the 20th race. Ty Dillon up next to be lapped. Obviously, again, the AI having some trouble getting past the slow cars here, where I don't have that much trouble to do that. So we could get the Hunt Brothers Pizza Scheme a victory
Outside.
in its first run on the channel in the season. Down the inside, Dillon making easy work of him there. Logano far back. I think he's still stuck behind LaJoy. So yeah, if nothing bad happens, I am quite certain we might have just won the race with that pass.
That car's a lap down. Just 5 more to go.
5 laps to go. You can see I just ran my fastest lap. That's because I can just use the draft off of these guys to gain some top speed and just send it down the bottom and get past them. And Logano almost 2 seconds back. I mean, it's probably... I probably didn't have the winning race car today. You saw it before the caution. I wasn't that quick, especially. I was quick in the draft. I could keep up with him, but I wasn't too good in the battle. But now that half the field got screwed over, loads of quick cars. Keselowski, Hamlin, Truex. 2, 3, 4 in the championship. All got screwed over. Back in not even in the top 20. I'm here to pick up the scraps, but again, we're going to have a huge points difference over Keselowski, and whoever will move into third in points
Outside.
is that close. As I just say that,
Stay low. The yellow flag is out. Let's go.
I wreck from the race lead. That
Inside. You all right?
that put it all on its head there.
Clear. There's an accident in the south chute. Looks like we're bent up on the back end.
That was stupid. That was fucking stupid.
Outside. You're on the bottom.
Now let's have a look here. I'm coming from 2 cars back, trying to overtake 2 cars into the corner, and Newman just cuts down. He doesn't expect me to be there, I guess. You know, I'm gonna say I'm gonna take responsibility for that. Just because. Oh, and actually, 20 car runs over Nemechek there behind. You can see in the background 2 red cars making contact. But I'm gonna take responsibility for that because you just don't run down 2 cars trying to overtake 2 cars into one when you are 2 cars behind. So Newman was just, you know, it was he had all right to go down and take the shortest way around the circuit, you know. So that one's on my book, and I will call this the stupidest move of my racing career, since this has cost us a win at the Brickyard 400. We're gonna take the white flag. We're gonna restart the race. So for second straight week running, we're gonna end this race on a caution. By some utter miracle, I am in 4th. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have just that much luck. Like, I'm genuinely. I know. This is absolutely the most brain dead move of my. I don't know why I was like. Okay, I was lapping him, but like, this is just fucking stupid. How can I wreck and be running 4th, and if my car doesn't just pop now, finish 4th? While Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, and Martin Truex, by just having an absolute, but just no fault of their own, being in 19th, 20th, and 21st position. It's utterly stupid. And crossing the yard of bricks, Joey Logano gets his first Brickyard 400, second win of the season. Kyle Larson finishes runner-up. Austin Dillon, excuse me, in car number 3 finishes 3rd. We come home in 4th in car number 4. Eric Jones rounds out the top 5. Bubba Wallace gets another good run after his runner-up last week. He gets a 6th place. Bowman, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson, and Christopher Bell. Your top 10 results. And so with 16 races to go in the season, we break the 3,000 point barrier. 3,061 with our 14th top 5. 241 ahead of Brad K. He could have been a lot closer. He could have been only about 160, maybe behind 170, but is what it is. Truex, Hamlin, actually they remain 3rd and 4th. Larson, though, into the top 5, moves ahead of Blaney. Bowman, Logano, Busch, and Jimmy Johnson still rounds out your top 10 there in points. Yeah, I mean, I know 2 facts at the end of this race. Number 1, Keselowski, Truex, and Hamlin got screwed out of a top 10 result. And the other thing I know is that I have a shamelessly unfair amount of luck. But, you know, you kind of need that to win a championship. Anyway, next week's Kentucky. I haven't turned a single lap around the mod I'm using for this race, so don't know if we're going to suck, don't know if we're going to be quick. We will see. But it's made by the same folks that made Kentucky, that made Kansas. Well, yeah, they made Kentucky because it's Kentucky that we're going to race around. But it's made by the same folks that made... I just realized it's a Smithston track. I haven't raced at a Smithston track this season. I've only raced at BBMC tracks, Area 23, and Freddie and Sean Enterprises, so I don't know how we're going to compare. This is complete unknown. I'm going to turn some laps before I do the recording, obviously, to do some practice, to do some qualifying, and yeah. See you next time. Have a good one. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.